These are the top 5 greatest center builds in NBA 2K23 next gen and current gen. Before we get into the video, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, so for build number 1, pretty much we are going to be going with the center position, obviously. Now for the body settings, we're going to go 6'10" and 218 pounds and 7'5" for the wingspan. And this right here is going to be the best point center build in NBA 2K23, or also just like the best park center build in NBA 2K23. Right here, starting things off for finishing, what you're pretty much going to want to do is go up to a 90 for the standing dunk. This will idea gold rise up, as well as pro and elite big man contact dunks. To get some more contact dunk packages, you're going to want to go up to an 86 for the driving dunk. This right here will be allowing you to get gold limitless takeoff, as well as silver post riser and pro normal contact dunks, making this build right here able to get contact dunks left, right, and center. As well, to get a few more badges, you're going to want to go with a 68 for the driving lay and go with a 76 for the close shot. This is pretty much all we're going to do for finishing. You're going to be able to get 18 total badges. You guys see you're not getting any post control whatsoever, because as I said at the start of this build, this is a point center build, so if you're ever really going to be trying to score like on your own off the dribble, you're going to be doing it mostly with dribble moves and not really with like post scoring and stuff. Also, it's impossible to make a build that can do literally everything very, very well. Also, honestly, it's not really worth upgrading at all just to get like mediocre post scoring. Now for the shooting, you're going to want to go up to an 85 for the 3-point rating and a 71 for the mid-range. 85 3-point rating is very, very important because it will allow you to get all of the good jump shots, and probably more importantly, it'll give you silver limitless range, which is a very, very good badge. In my opinion, limitless range is one of, if not the best shooting badges in this game. Obviously, you guys already know it'll help you to shoot from deep, which is very, very important. If you only have bronze limitless range, to be honest, you really can't shoot from deep unless you have takeover, but if you have silver limitless range, you definitely can, and it's going to be a high quality shot if you know your jump shot. As well, limitless range does help you if you're shooting right on the line. It won't pop up, but people have ran tests, including myself, and it shows that with limitless range, it just gives you a little bit of a boost pretty much no matter what shot you're taking. Now, obviously, this is a point center build, so you're going to want to have some playmaking. First, a 76 pass act, very, very important. Not only will it give you all the good passing styles, but as well will give you gold break starters. So yeah, definitely want at least a 76 pass act. Then for the ball handling, you're going to want this up to an 80. Obviously, your center build, you're not getting like a 90 ball handling or something, but an 80 ball handling will give you like pro drill moves basically. And trust me, with only an 80 ball handling, you can dribble very, very well. For speed with ball, you're going to want this up to a 67. To be honest, that's really all you need for this build. Speed with ball is really not that useful. Now, if you guys are looking at this build right here and you're kind of questioning the dribbling on this build, let me tell you guys right now, this build can 100% dribble if you know what you're doing. I might make a dribble tutorial a little bit later for like low ball handling builds. Also, you guys can just check out my point center video and just like see how I'm dribbling and kind of copy me, I guess. That video will pretty much show you guys how well you can be dribbling on this build right here, and I'm not even that good at dribbling. Then for defense, obviously your center build, you are going to want very, very good defense. And starting this off, we're going to get a 93 defensive rebound. This will give you gold rebound chaser, very, very important badge. Definitely, you're going to want a 93 defensive rebound. You guys are going to see a lot of the builds in this video do get a 93. Then also offensive rebound, you're going to want that at a 65. Block, you're going to want that at a 93. This will give you gold anchor, which is honestly equally as important, if not more important than gold rebound chaser. Definitely 93 block, 93 defensive rebound, very, very helpful. Not mandatory, but I'd say majority of the builds I make have at least a 93 in both of those. Then for interior defense, you're going to want that a 74. It just gives you one more badge. You're going to want a 74 perimeter defense and a 71 steal. In total, you're going to get 25 total badges. You can do everything very, very well. I know you're not super tall, which might affect you when it comes to defense. When it comes to rebounding, honestly, I'm not getting dogged on this build whatsoever. Even against 7'3" centers, I know how to use that gold box out beast. I know how to box them out, and I know how to get rebounds. If you don't know how to box out, you might be getting dogged a little bit, but honestly, it's not that complicated. And then when it comes to defense, honestly, something I really, really like about this build is that even though your interior defense might not be as good as a 7'3" pure inside center, you are still able to hold your own with a 93 block rating that prevents pretty much majority of slashers. And as well, being very, very fast allows you to get to the spot very, very quickly, and which will just also help you stop slashers. For the physicals, what you're pretty much going to want to do is max out your acceleration, then go up to a 77 for the speed. For the vertical, you're going to want this at a 75. This should give you all the good dunk packages, and then go with an 88 stamina. Also, for a point center build that's not post scoring whatsoever, you do not need strength whatsoever. Strength is only really needed for post scorers and to get the bully badge. Then for the takes, I went with the first stuff box and second limitless range. Stuff box is, in my opinion, the best center takeover, and then limitless range is just a very, very fun takeover that I can just pop occasionally and just pull from half court. And you guys can pretty much see I built an inside out score. Also, if you guys are on the current generational side and you want to make this build build right here, pretty much the position and body settings is going to be the exact same. You're just going to want to upgrade the build like this instead. It's a tad bit different. So first things first, for position, you're going to want to go center. Then for your body settings, obviously you're going 7'3", 237, 8'1" for the wingspan. These body settings are so good. Now for finishing, we're going to go attribute by attribute. So first attribute is going to be standing dunk, which you're going to want at a 90. This gives you gold rise up as well as elite big man contact, so that way you can just yam on absolutely everyone. You can most definitely get contact dunks on this build. Then for the post control, you're going to want this at an 87. This gives you all of the very important post scoring badges, such as Hall of Fame drop stepper and Hall of Fame back down punisher. Now for standing dunk, you're going to want this at a 66. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is just put up the close shot to a 75. Doing this will pretty much just give you a few more badges. You'll be able to get 20 total finishing badges. So whether you're rolling to the basket, post scoring, catching lobs, whatever you're doing, this build will be able to do absolutely everything. Then for shooting, all you're going to want to do is just throw up your 3-point range to a 77, upgrade your mid-range 1 to a 63, and then you'll be able to get 12 total shooting badges. For playmaking, obviously you're not really going to be dribbling, but you are going to want at least a little bit of pass accuracy. Having a 75 is very important so you can get all of those very good passing styles, which pretty much just makes your passing so much faster. Then for defensive / rebounding, first things first, max out your defensive rebound at a 99. That way you can pretty much just get Hall of Fame rebound chaser. And since you're also 7'3" with a max wingspan, you're getting every single rebound in this game. In my opinion, the really only unfortunate thing about this build is that you're only able to get a 93 block, which gives you gold anchor instead of Hall of Fame. Don't get me wrong, gold anchor is still honestly absolutely crazy. And at 7'3", there's literally no reason for you not to be able to get every single block in this game. But having a 99 block would literally just make this build absolutely complete. You are able to throw up your interior defense all the way up to an 81. And then you're also pretty much going to want to upgrade your perimeter defense and your steal quite a bit just so you can get a few more badges. Obviously, you probably won't be playing too much perimeter defense, but you will be playing a little bit of perimeter defense. And perimeter defense is also tied to lateral quickness, which is pretty much important no matter what build you're on. And then having at least a little bit of steal does help with passing lane steals a ton. Now for the physicals, this is pretty much how I'm upgrading this. 65 vertical gives you pro big man contacts, and 76 strength gives you silver brick wall. For the takes, I'm going with first tough blocks and second see the future. I pretty much always go with these takeovers. And you guys see I built a good old rim protector, even though we only have a 93 block. Now, if you guys are on the GOAT boat, pretty much you're going to want to upgrade the build like this instead. You guys pretty much see it's going to be centered, the exact same body settings. Then just upgrade the build like this instead. Same takeovers and basically the exact same build. Body settings, you're going to want to go 7'3", 237, and 8'1" for the wingspan. For finishing, this is pretty much how you're going to want to upgrade this build right here. Alright, so starting this off, you're definitely going to need that 85 close shot. That way you guys can get gold fast twitch. As well, a 90 standing dunk gives you elite big man contact. Also very important. An 87 post control gives you all the good, very important post scoring badges that you guys are going to need if you want to be extremely toxic like I am. This build's finishing is going to be able to do absolutely everything, whether it's just cutting towards the basket or like post scoring and stuff. Also, you do get 21 total badges, but you might want to consider throwing even more of your badges into finishing. That way you can get either higher drop stepper or higher aerial ace, or both. For shooting now, this is obviously extremely important. No, legit, it doesn't matter. We just have a little bit of free throws, so that way we can actually make free throws show like pro and stuff. For playmaking, we did actually upgrade this. What we're going to do is just put our pass hack up to a 76. Now for defensive / rebounding, this is insane. 99 block, 99 offensive rebound, need I say more? As well, 30 total badges is just kind of insane. With 99 offensive rebound, you're going to be able to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and Hall of Fame anchor comes with that 99 block read. The biggest downside of the defense when it comes to this build right here is just simply how slow you kind of are. When you are in a decent position, like literally you're going to be getting every single block. And when it comes to locking up post scores, you're definitely going to be extremely good when it comes to that as well, since you are able to get an 81 interior defense for that silver post move lockdown game. Now for the physicals, I'm going to upgrade this kind of slowly. First, speed and acceleration, just max that out. For strength, we're going up to exactly a 76. The reason why we go to exactly a 76 is that way we can get silver brick wall. This year, you don't need Hall of Fame brick wall, but the difference from bronze to silver is pretty big. I do love running the pick and roll with this build. You're just going to be setting absolutely monster screens. Now for vertical, put this up 1 rating to a 65 build. Now for the rest of your range, just throw them into stamina. You should be able to get a 90 stamina. For the first takeover, I'm going to go stuff blocks, and for the secondary takeover, I'm going to go see the future. Now moving right along, you guys see I built a glass cleaning finisher. If you're on the current gen side of things, go with the exact same position and body settings, but instead you're basically just going to want to upgrade the build like this. It's basically the exact same, just a tiny bit different. Go with the same takeovers and you get basically the exact same build. Alright, so right here in the builder, obviously for your position, you're going to want to go with center. We are after all making a stretch 5 build. And then after that, for the body settings, you're going to want to go 7'2", 222, and 7'2", 2 for your wingspan. Alright, so moving on to the attributes, kicking things off, we're gonna go up to an 86 for the driving dunk. This is gonna give us gold limitless takeoff, which is a very, very important badge. When I show you guys a little bit of gameplay, you guys will see how overpowered this badge really is. For your standing dunk, you're gonna want this at a 90. This will give you gold rise up as well as elite big man contact dunks. To get a few more badges, we're gonna go ahead and throw up our post control up to an 80. This is just gonna allow us to post control a little bit. Also, make sure your driving layup is at a 66 and go ahead and leave your close shot at a 57. You're gonna get 20 total finishing badges, which is very, very solid. Alright, so now for shooting, you guys can pretty much see you're gonna get an 89 3-point rating and 21 total shooting badges, and an 89 3-point rating gives you gold agent threes. This is honestly just so busted. Now when it comes to playmaking on this build, obviously you are a center build, so this isn't super important, but I did want to be able to dribble. But first, of course, we cannot forget about the passing, which I'm gonna put up to a 75. Then for the ball handling, I pretty much put this up to a 65, and then for this field ball, I put this up to a 63. For the defensive / rebounding, make sure you get that 93 block rating. That way you can get gold anchor. Honestly, being 7 foot and having gold anchor is really all you need. Like, nobody's gonna be dunking on me. My rim protection is honestly crazy. For the defensive / rebounding, I pretty much threw this up to an 85 and threw up our offensive rebound to a 63. Rebounding is not necessarily quite as crazy as I would necessarily want it, but Silver Rebound Chaser does do the job in Rec Center. Then pretty much for the steal rating, we're gonna throw this up to a 61. For the perimeter defense, we're gonna put this up to a 55. And then for the interior defense, we're pretty much just gonna leave this at a 63 right here. Really no reason for us to move this up. In total, you're gonna get 22 total defensive / rebounding badges, and pretty much you can just do absolutely everything. Also, this build is kind of quick and able to move around very, very easily, which obviously helps with perimeter defense a ton, and also helps with passing lane steals and blocks a ton, since you can get into very good position to either contest the shot or getting passing lane steal. And pretty much the same thing goes for rebounding, especially long rebounds. Alright, now for me, what I pretty much did for the takeovers, I went with first a limitless range and then second stuff blocks. Limitless range is going to be a very, very fun takeover on this build, and as you guys can see, I built an inside out score. If you guys are on the current gen side of things, this is very quickly how you're going to want to make this build. Same position, same body settings. The only thing that's actually going to change is this how you're going to want to upgrade the build instead, just a tad bit different. Same takes, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alright, so for our next build, we're going to be making the best 7'2" build in this game. You guys see right here, the body settings is 7'2", 226, and 7'8" for the wingspan. The reason why I went with low wingspans is because I want to be able to shoot and dribble a little bit on this build. Then for finishing, you're going to want a 90 standing dunk. This will pretty much just allow you to get contact dunks, and on a 7'2" build, you can 100% do that with the elite big man contact dunk package. As well, an 87 post control is very, very overpowered. You're able to post control very, very well on this build and just bully absolutely everyone. Then you guys pretty much see what I did with the rest of the attributes. One thing to note is that you do want a 79 driving dunk. That way you can get silver limitless takeoff, which is a very important badge no matter what build you're on. Honestly, I don't think close shot is that important if I'm being honest. But as well, when it comes to post scoring on this build, you're not going to be hitting people with a ton of post hooks and stuff. This is mostly going to be a bully build, and I'll explain why a little bit later. For shooting, you guys can see this is obviously going to be pretty solid. An 83 3-point rating gives you silver agent threes, which is just going to allow you to green so consistently. Even with a low mid range, you can 100% hit fadeaway jump shots, as well as just green in the mid range. Now, moving on to playmaking. You guys see right here, we're going to get a 76 pass act, obviously pretty important, gives you gold break starter. Then we're going to go up to a 58 for the ball handling and 57 for the speed. This will pretty much allow you to dribble on this build, and this is why I said earlier, this is going to be mostly a bullying post score build, because basically the only time I post score on this build is if you're just too small, too weak, and I know I can just absolutely bully you. Now, a lot of the taller builds in this game also messed up and put very high weight, so that way they can get very high strength as well, and with that they become very slow. And what this pretty much means for me is that I can just dribble right past you even with only a 58 ball handling. I've been able to dribble with a low ball handling time and time again, even with like a 50 ball handling rating. As well, something else that I'm gonna point out is you're able to get silver quick first step as well as gold unpluckable. Now, me personally, I only need silver unpluckable, which is why I only have 12 badges, and I put all my +4 into playmaking. That way I could get one tier 3 badge, which is going to be unpluckable. Now for defense, obviously you guys see right here, you're gonna want 93 block, 93 defensive rebound, and at least just a little bit of offensive rebound as well. And then pretty much for the other ratings, this is what you're gonna want to do. You guys see it's very solid all around. Alright, so for the physicals, you guys can pretty much see what I'm going with right here. I wanted this to be a bowl build, so I didn't have to put very high strength. Didn't really think it was that necessary either. You guys pretty much see the takeovers I'm going with, and you guys see I built a rim protect. Also for this build right here, if you're on the current gen side of things, pretty much you guys know just do the exact same stuff, but just upgrade the build like this instead. With that being said, subscribe if you haven't done so.